Hey everyone, so I haven't posted a video in probably 2 months now, and people are starting to ask why. The answer is because I've just been too busy living life. So I just changed the oil in the splitter, and now I'm cleaning it up, and I'm going to do a few more things to it, and I'm going to put it to bed for another season. This thing has been good to me, so I'm going to be good to it. In fact, today is winter prep day. I'm changing the oil and all of the stuff, the ATVs, the generators, and everything. Because nowadays, you buy new, most of the time you're not getting better. Everything is made cheaper, more plastic, more complicated. So I got to take care of the older stuff and make it last. Yeah. So I'm getting my stuff done, and then I'm going to head to the cabin and do some hunting. Yeah. So gardening season has come to an end. And in spite of all the challenges, I'd say we had a good run of it. I am so glad we did what we did when we did it. Because I can't say for sure if I'd be doing it now. But dream has been fulfilled. Expectations have been exceeded in every way. And now we are moving on to other things. And doing so with great anticipation and enthusiasm. So I know it's been a couple of months that I've made a video, but we have very, very much enjoyed the time offline. Focusing on what's important. Time's running out. You start getting older and you get in your 60s, and half the people you know that are in their 70s are dying off. You know, for the majority of people, not everyone, but the majority, the 70s is dying age. And look how fast I went from 51 to 61. You know, it doesn't feel like it was very long ago that I was up here kicking around these woods with Frankie. You watched those journeys. We were trekking all over the place out here. And I was at the remote pond way back in the woods here, talking to you like I am right now. And I said to you that day, I'm 51. I have medical issues. How many good years do I have left? And that was the day that I decided to make the break, sell our homestead in New York, come up here and fulfill this dream that I've had all my life. And you watched me do the restoration on this old camp and turn this shack into our little Shangri-La. So now here I am, standing here at the homestead, and I turn 62 next month after having cancer and pulmonary embolisms and all kinds of stuff that damn near killed me. We're ready to jump and go on to the next chapter of life. You know, this morning when I took Tildy out for her morning stroll, watching how sick and weak she is right now, we went over and visited Frankie's grave. And he's covered under a nice blanket of leaves right now. Said a few words to him. And I really fear if we're gonna lose Tildy. Hope and pray that we don't. can't lose another one. But speaking of Frankie, now there's one more thing I want to share with you before I wrap this up. This is for all the Frankie lovers. We all miss him dearly. He was one of a kind, there's no denying that. And I've said a few times that when I was at the cabin, that I'd be laying in my bunk and I hear the tap, 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 tap on the floor with his little yips, like when he was dreaming and he's chasing something. He's having those little barks. There was another time I heard a jingle, 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 like when he's scratching and his tags are rattling. And it wasn't Tildy, because Tildy was sound asleep on the bunk. What makes the noises? Who's to say? I like to say it was Frankie's ghost. The cabin was his favorite place, and I think his ghost lives on up there. So those little occurrences were really cool, but this one beats them all. When we were there in January, on our way out, I'm setting up my trail cameras, and the last clip was us driving off after I set the camera. So when we went up in May, and I'm checking all the trail cameras, and I'm seeing all the deer and whatnot that has passed by the cameras since we were there last, and I see this clip of us driving out. The very next clip in line, I see this. What the heck was that? So I call to Lori, she comes over and I go, look at this. And I replay, here we are, driving out. The next clip is this. You should have saw her face. It paralleled my expression. Here we are driving out one day, and then I think it was 5 days later, there's this border collie. And it appears to be chasing the vehicle out. But again, it was 5 days later. And then I'm checking the cameras, and on 2 other occasions, this border collie appears. Here it is, running down the cabin road. And then another occasion, here it is again, running through the cabin woods. Now I'm sure there's an explanation for this. Somewhere in the neighborhood, someone has a border collie, and it has appeared on the cabin land. But with all the cameras I have run there, I have never seen that dog before or since then. But nonetheless, with all the other cool occurrences, the little jingles, the tap, tap, taps, and the sounds in the night, I'll just say it's Frankie's ghost, because it just sets a really cool feeling when we go back to the cabin.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go, there's a pokey way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end, Frankie and the boss, Frankie and the boss, Frankie and the boss.